Hey everyone, Max Power 10 here, bringing you some domination on Interchange. In this map, I'm going to show you how to spawn trap. So I'm giving you 2 points of view. Jacob, Krusty Wolf, is sniping at the bottom, and I'm at the top. And I'm going for the C flag. He's going for B. You can see he starts out by setting his tack insertion. When you rush the middle point, the B flag here, you don't want to put your entire team on the flag. You basically want to have 1 or 2 people get on it, and then the others make sure it's clear, and then go for the cap, because you never know how the enemy team is going to start out, how many they're going to rush, and where they're going to go. So you just don't want to jump 4 people onto that flag, because they could throw and get a quad nade. So definitely just put 1 or 2 on it, set up a perimeter, see how many enemies heading that way, and then adjust from there whether you need to put everyone on it or kill the enemy first before you go for the cap. So I get the C flag, or work to get the C flag with a couple teammates, and Jacob gets the B flag. And to set up a spawn trap, basically you need to cap 2 points, and then you need to form a semicircle around their spawn. At this point, they're going to be spawning the A flag. So for this map, you have 1 guy guarding that tunnel on the left, which Krusty Wolf is doing, and 1 guy guarding the middle, and another guy guarding the right by the garage, and then somebody holding the C flag, which is what I'm doing. And what you basically do is cut a map in half, and if in order to hold the to do a spawn trap, the majority of your team needs to be in the middle of the map. Their team's going to be spawning one side, and you need to make sure you have that goalie, that 1 person on your team that is holding that back part of the map. Because what happens is if you put your entire team in the middle of the map, eventually they'll start to spawn behind you. And then at that point, you'll be getting shot in the back, and you'll have enemies from both sides of you, and they'll take your back flag, and they can reverse the spawn, do what's called a spawn switch, and they can end up putting you into the A spawn, making it harder to get out. And now you're spawn trapped. So it's always important to hold that back flag, and you can see that's what I'm doing now. And it can be at times incredibly boring. I mean, I can't control how much of the team how hard that team is going to push that back flag, and how often they're going to get out of spawn. So typically we kind of switch roles, or if it's through a game and I'm watching that flag and it's boring, I might at some point switch to somebody else so I can get some kills. But it is important to have at least 1 person guarding that flag in almost all maps to control your own spawn, and to ensure that the enemy team doesn't switch spawns on you. So yeah, you can see I'm so bored. I'm shooting at my own teammates just for fun. But so for the spawn trap, communication is important. UAVs are important. It's good to get counter UAVs up, and I think tactical insertions are important. So you kind of like who's guarding left, who's guarding the middle, who's guarding right, and you want to get that set up as quickly as possible. And you can see here's a good view where on Jacob's map where the teammates are and how they're just kind of staying and holding an area. The key to almost any game in Call of Duty is map control, and in order to control the map, you really want to make sure you're defending a section of the map by keeping the enemy players, and whoever's defending definitely has the advantage. So I think a well-balanced team, a team that is kind of equal on both sides as far as skill is concerned, whatever team has the most UAVs and counter UAVs is likely the team to win, as long as the players are well balanced. Here you can see we get triple capped. So UAVs and counter UAVs are extremely important, and also I think in order to control the map well, tactical insertion is extremely important, because what attack insertion does is it does multiple things. 1, it eliminates the randomness of the game. So now you know where you're spawning, so there's not that confusion of where you're going to be and where you're going to end up. Where are you in the map, and how do you get back to your spot? So attack insertion eliminates that randomness in the game. The other thing is that it allows you to get back to your point quickly. So you know, if you and the enemy player dies at the same time, and you both have to get back to that position that you were holding, you're likely both to get there at the same time. But by attack inserting, you already be where you want to be, and the enemy player now has to travel to get there. And, you know, you waste a lot of time traveling from point A to point B. So you attack insert, you die, you respawn. You're right where you want to be to begin with. And now that enemy player has to run all the way back over there, and you have the advantage because you're now posted up and defending that point. And in this game, whoever's defending typically has an advantage over those who are attacking. So we actually start to lose control of the spawn trap midway through this game here, and they're able to get out that left side through that tunnel. We're not over there. Krusty Wolf lost his attack insertion, and he's struggling to get over there. So I actually switched with Halo Chief Ice, who's now watching the back flag for me, and I switched to an assault rifle, and I'm going to flank around and try to help Jacob get control of that left side of the map. So what I'm going to do is I'm not worried about, I just want to set up first, so in order to do that I'm going to flank around and attack insert, and then he realizes that's the best way for him to get back over there instead of going through the middle, is just to flank around and attack insert and get set up as quickly as possible, so we can get control of that spawn trap again. Now I know sometimes it can be annoying with attack insertion that, you know, the enemy player finds your attack insert and just camps it, waits for you to die and respawn and goes for the cheesy knife. And I realize it can be extremely frustrating, and it frustrates me at times, but at the same time there is an advantage to that, and the advantage is that that player who's sitting there waiting for you to respawn just so he can go for the cheesy kill is actually doing your team a service, because he's taking himself off the map. He's sitting there watching your attack insert for 30 seconds, waiting for you to come back to life just so he can knife you. Well, now he's no longer in the game. Basically, he's not shooting anyone. He's not controlling an area of the map. He's not going for an objective. He's not taking out air. He's just waiting for you to come back to life. So someone camping your attack is, you know, it can be frustrating, but at the same time he's actually doing your team a service. He's eliminating himself. So it's not a bad thing. And if your team starts to coordinate and you all kind of know where you're attack inserting, and you start to guard each other's attack inserts. So I've killed a lot of players who are guarding attack inserts of my teammates. So it also gets them killed a lot. But at the same aspect, you know, if you're on the other end of that, if you're going against a team who's attack inserting quite a bit, you want to make sure you eliminate the players and you get rid of their attack inserts, so you can get control of that area. And if a team wants an area really bad, you need to possibly consider your approach, whether or not you want to continue to fight for that area or you want to go attack another point. So we divvy up our team fairly well. Archon Java is in charge of anti-air support, and his goal is to get about 2 EMPs a game. I typically run the low kill streak, so I'll run hardline with UAVs, so I can bring up about 10 UAVs a game. And Krusty Wolf is running the high kill streaks. He's bringing in choppers, Reapers, and AC-130s. So once he gets to a point where he can bring a chopper in, he'll start to camp a little bit, hoping to get to that AC-130, because that type of air support will allow us to really control the map. And I find with the Reapers that, to me, I don't know, it's almost like the less I know you can left trigger it to zoom in, but at times I find not hitting that left trigger, you actually tend to get more kills and better control of the missiles that are coming off of that Reaper. So, but yeah, hopefully these tips help, and you know, you can work with your friends, your teammates to you know, approach some of the maps and how to control areas and set up those spawn traps. All right, till next time. Max Power out. Thanks.